Hello, I'm DCTV Director Diamond Lewis, welcoming you to this edition of Spotlight DeKalb, where we shine a spotlight on the unsung heroes, community leaders, and history makers right here in our county. As we begin this new year, we are literally saying out with the old and in with the new when it comes to the election system right here in Georgia and in DeKalb County. In fact, next time we all go to the polls, we'll be using new machines. Here now to tell us all about the new state-of-the-art equipment is Director of DeKalb's Voter Registration and Elections Office, none other than Erica Hamilton. Erica, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you for having me.
Now, obviously, you are here to talk about election season.
Yes.
DeKalb County is receiving all of Georgia, in fact, is receiving new voting machines. How many new voting machines will DeKalb County specifically receive?
Okay, your poll pad, your check-in station was receiving 452. Your voting booths were receiving 2,839 of those. And then your scanners were receiving 219. So
now,
a lot of equipment.
They say if it ain't broke, don't fix it. So why are we getting new machines in? It's all about securing the vote, right?
It's true. And I think after 17 years of using the old system, people are looking for something new. And so the new system is a hybrid of what everybody wanted. It gives you a paper printout for backup purposes and also keeps the DREs in which we're used to.
Now, that's huge. Talk to me about, you go to your own little individual voting station,
Correct.
and there's literally a printer right there.
Correct.
So it's, like you said, a hybrid. You get the electronic voting process, but then you actually get a paper ballot to look at to check your votes there. So talk to me about what that all means and how that voting process will go with the new machines.
Okay, with the new machines, you'll go to a poll pad. Actually, in the past, you had express polls. The poll pads are nothing but a mere iPad. You don't have to fill out the voter certificates anymore, which is a good thing. You just go up, they'll scan your ID if you have a government-issued Georgia driver's license or an ID. If you don't, a passport or one of the other acceptable forms of ID. They'll manually enter you in. You'll get a voter access card as you've done in the past. You'll put the voter access card in the, we call it an ICX. It used to be the DRE.
Okay.
You will make your choices, selections, and after you make your selections, it'll say, are you sure? Do you want to print your ballot? Instead of casting your ballot like you've always done on the DRE, you'll actually get a printout to review to make sure your choices matched what you chose on the tablet. You'll go from there to a scanner where you'll actually cast your ballot. The scanner will read your ballot and tabulate your vote.
So question, let's say, I'm going to play devil's advocate here. Let's say you put all your votes on the ballot, you hit print, you look at that hard paper, and you say, wait a minute, I don't think that's what I wanted. You know, what happens then?
You actually can go back to the check-in station. They will spoil that ballot that you have in your hand and reissue you another card.
Got it.
You haven't actually cast your ballot until it goes into the scanner.
Okay, so you look at that paper and you say, okay, this is right. And then you turn around and walk to a different place.
Correct.
Talk to me about that again. Explain it to me a little bit more in depth.
Okay, the scanner is where you go and you cast your ballot. So the scanner is where your vote is recorded. It goes into a scanner and then it goes into a locked drop box that only poll workers in our office have access to.
Will this really make voting more secure in Georgia?
I think it gives people that sense of security. I don't think the old system was unsecure, but this gives you a sense of security. So if something should happen and there's any discrepancies, we can always take out the paper to make sure the paper matches what people chose.
Now, I have to say, you're my friend, but I've been seeing a whole lot of you lately because you are doing everything you can to notify our voters about the fact there's going to be something different. You don't want them to get discouraged and say, this is different, I'm not going to vote.
Correct.
Talk to me about that.
We want to make sure the public is as informed before they go cast their ballot. I think education is the key when it comes to elections. The more you're educated, the better off you'll be when you go cast your ballot. I have an outreach team that goes out to the public. We're getting more and more calls as we go out for people to come to our community associations, to their churches, to picnics. We go wherever they ask us to go 7 days a week. So,
what's the overall reception been like when you go out into the community? What are the residents saying?
You have different varying levels. You have those that are accustomed to the old system that really don't want the change, and change is not good for everybody. And then you have those that think it's going to take a little bit longer for our more seasoned voters. And so what we're doing is making sure we hit that age group. But overall, it's been an overwhelming great response. So.
Okay, but new voting system, but the same continuity and services from your office. So there will be dedicated poll workers there to help anyone out who needs any kind of help during the voting process.
And actually, we're beefing up our poll workers. We're going to have those that are going to monitor the ICXs and BMDs, which is your printer and your tablet, and then we'll have people that's kind of monitoring the scanners. So if there's any questions, any backup, we can offer assistance.
And then you also have ADA compliance of voting options as well. Talk to me about that.
Correct.
There are 3 different kinds.
Correct. What you'll have is the voter can actually hear the ballot. They can bring somebody in to help them with it. And so, as I've been told from the Secretary of State, they're trying to pass a rule where if I'm visually impaired, instead of having somebody read my printout ballot, I can pull out a reader and they can read my ballot to me. So I still have that secrecy of my ballot. So
that's wonderful. Okay. So if anyone has any questions at this juncture, okay, I'm hearing there's some new machines in. I know I want to go and cast my vote. What do I do? How do I reach out just to make sure that I have the information I need to feel comfortable before I go in to vote?
Okay. Our office is always Monday through Friday, open 8 to 4:30. You can call our office at 404-298-4020, or you can go to our website at www.DeKalbVotes.com.
Now, you know I can't let you get out of here without telling me the most important thing. When do we vote? Tell me some of those voting dates coming up, because we've got some right around the corner.
Correct. Your first voting date is March 24th. That's your presidential preference and our special sheriff's election. If there's a runoff for the sheriff's election, it'll be April 21st, 2020. Our general primary nonpartisan election is May 19th. If there should be a runoff from that, it's July 21st. The big election, the general election day, which everybody's waiting for, is November 3rd. And if there's a runoff for any state or local offices, it will be on December the 1st. And then if there's a runoff from any federal elections that happen in November, it'll be January 5th, 2021.
Now, Erica, you told me when to vote, but how do I make sure that I can vote? Talk to me about making sure that I'm a registered voter here in Georgia.
Okay, there's a couple of ways you can do that. You can go to the Secretary of State's My Voter page, which is www.mvp.sos.ga.gov. Put in your information that it requires, and it'll tell you where your polling place is. You can contact our office at 404-298-4020. Any one of my staff would be glad to assist you in that. Or on Election Day, we're going to roll out something new where a voter can go in and type in their information, and it will tell them where their polling place is located. And then when you get to the polling place, they'll let you know whether you're registered at that polling place or not.
So you all are trying to make it easy for me.
Yes.
Okay. Yes. Now, I have heard quite a bit about the voter roll being purged. Talk to me about that. If you haven't voted in so many years, talk about that, because there's a lot of communication and miscommunication, I should say, out there about that.
Okay. And this law has been in effect since 1997. People think it's something new, but this has been in effect since 1997. What happened prior to the passing of House Bill 316 in last year's legislative season is if you didn't contact our office or vote, make any contact with the Voter Registration and Elections Office with 3 years, you were sent a confirmation notice saying, do you still live at this address, or you still want to be a registered voter? If that wasn't returned by a certain date, you were put into what we call inactive status. You can remain inactive for 2 general elections, and after that, you are placed in council for no Act 2 GE, which no action in 2 general elections, but you can always come back and re-register to vote, so you can contact our office. The law has changed. Instead of being 3 years, they've moved it up to 5 years.
It's going to be a pretty hot election season. Are you guys ready?
We have begun. We're ready. We're prepared, and we're excited.
You know, it's an exciting time for everybody. In fact, I hang out at the senior center quite a bit with my parents, and quite a few of the seniors are interested in signing up to be poll workers. So for our viewers, how do they go through that process if they want to go and help out at the polls during election season?
Okay. And you can start at the age of 16. 16-year-olds are able to be poll workers. They can come go on our website and fill out an application, fax it or mail it in, or bring it back to our office, or they can call us directly at 404-298-4020. Ask for Miss Latasha Howard, who's in charge of our poll officials, and we'll be glad to sign them up.
Latasha's phones are about to be ringing off the hook.
And she's going to be upset with me because I gave her direct name.
I love that. But there's a training process for the folks who want to come and do this as well, because you want to make sure they're armed with all the information they need. So talk to me about that.
Okay. By Georgia law, every person that's going to work the polls has to have training prior to the vote. So you'll come in based upon your area of expert where we've placed you. You'll have a training. The trainings last from 8 hours to 1.5 hours. It depends on what you've been assigned as to what your training class is.
Now, Erica, we share the love for making sure that people are informed about their right to vote, but we also share a love of something else.
Yes, our alma mater, Spelman College.
That's right. This is my Spelman sister, y'all. Just so happens she's in a wonderful position doing wonderful things.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much for all that you're doing, my Spelman sister.
Thank you.
So we hope you now have all the information you need to be ready to vote in this year's 2020 elections. Thanks again to Erica Hamilton for joining us and to her entire team for making sure that we can all go out and vote securely. Now here's a quick video DCTV produced so that you can walk through all the steps of voting with the new equipment. This video was produced through a partnership with DeKalb County Voter Registration and Elections Department and your DeKalb County Television, Channel 23. The new voting procedure in DeKalb County is simple and secure. When you get to your designated DeKalb County precinct, a poll worker will greet you. You will hand your government-issued photo ID to the poll worker who will scan it into the poll pad. You will review your information on the poll pad and sign your name with the stylus pen to confirm your information is correct. The poll worker will then return your ID. After the poll worker confirms your information, you will receive a voter card. You are now ready to vote in DeKalb County. A poll worker will then direct you to a touchscreen and printer in your private voting station. To begin voting, you will insert your voting card, arrow side up, into the bottom area of the touchscreen. The touchscreen will prompt you on the lower right-hand side of your ballot. Use your finger to make your selections. At the end of making all of your selections on your ballot, review all of your selections. Press print on the touchscreen and your ballot will print within your individual voter station. Take time to review the printed ballot. Remove your voting card and walk to the polling place scanner. A poll worker official will be standing near the sealed scanner to assist if needed. A screen on the scanner will show you how to insert your ballot. Congratulations, you have now cast your ballot in DeKalb County. Turn in your voter card and receive your voter sticker. You can proudly wear that sticker knowing that your vote was cast in DeKalb County and that vote was cast securely. If you are a voter with disabilities, a poll worker will present you with options. Among these options are 3 different modes to vote. First up is the visual mode. This mode allows you to use one of the available accessibility devices and the visual display. Second up is the audio mode. This mode allows the visual display to be masked as you use headphones to navigate an audio ballot using one of the available accessibility devices. And third up is the visual and audio mode. This mode allows you to navigate your ballot using one of the available accessibility devices, the visual display, and the audio ballot. If you need assistance with any steps, poll workers will gladly guide you through the voting process. DeKalb County's Voter Registration and Elections Department thanks you for viewing this video and casting your ballot in DeKalb County as we join all of Georgia to secure the vote. So there you have it, all the information you need to go and cast your vote and make sure that you are counted in the 2020 elections. Now, if you need to see that video again, make sure you visit DCTV channel23.tv. Well, that'll do it. I'm Diamond Lewis, and I thank you again for watching. We'll see you on our next Spotlight DeKalb.